friends, welcome to your full body yoga workout. Let's start by sitting in Sukhasana, easy pose on the mat. We're going to stretch the spine in 6 different directions just to warm up. Nice deep breaths here, finding length in your spine. And we'll start by placing our left forearm on the mat and stretching the right arm overhead. Nice stretch for the side body. Keeping your sit bones grounded on the mat. You could also place blocks or books under the forearm on the mat if you need a little raise. And we'll take it to the other side. And as you hold here, remember to breathe deeply, and with each breath, try to stretch just a little bit more, creating more space, more opening in that side body. And back to the other side one more time. And back to the right side again. Back to center. Now just take a deep breath in and raise your arms up, your hands up to the sky. And from here, let's just do a nice gentle twist to the left, placing both hands on the left side of our left thigh. Looking behind us. Arms back up into center and twist to the right. And let's go back to the left again. And back to the right. Back to center. And now let's transition to our hands and knees for some cat-cow. Flexion and extension of the spine. Inhale, arch your back, look up. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin. Inhale, round your back, look up. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin. Do this a few more times with your own breath. And sit back onto your feet. We'll do a child's pose. You can either open the knees for a deep hip stretch or fold over your knees. I'm going to open my knees for the deepest hip opening. And just lower your chest down to the mat. Hands stretched out in front of you, fingers extended. And just take a few deep breaths here. And walk your hands back as you lift yourself up, close your knees. Come back to tabletop on your hands and knees. Now hands are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. Finding some balance here. I want you to lift and extend your right leg out behind you. And we're just going to hold here for a moment, finding our balance. And then I want you to lower and kick up. Lower, kick up. Now when you kick up, you're kicking with power. And we're going to do this 10 times. 4 more. Okay, now as you lower that, shift your weight to your right hand and try to lift your left hand out in front of you. And this time we're going to lower and raise at the same time. So working on stability and balance and strength. Ready? 10 more times. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, come back to tabletop, and now we're going to move to the left leg. So first, extend that left leg out behind you, finding balance. Lower and kick. Lower and kick. 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now lower that leg down, shifting your weight to your left hand, extending the right, and we're going to lower and raise. Now if you find yourself tumbling, don't worry, we've all done it. Just get back up and try again. You can always just move the leg or the arm. I lost count, but I'm pretty sure that this is about 10. Come back to tabletop. And now for some fire hydrant. So we're just taking our right bent leg, sticking it out to the side and lowering. 10 times. 2, 3, opening up that hip. Now I imagine you can all guess why we call this fire hydrant. I won't say. Okay, and now we'll move to the other side, the left side. Ten, 9, 8, 7, just go as high as you can. Don't go any higher than the height of your hip. 2 more. This really works the glute muscles. Beautiful. Now come on up, lift up into down dog, and just catch your breath for a moment. Maybe walk it out a little bit, stretching out the backs of the legs. Now we're going to do a variation of sun salutations, but we're going to start here in down dog. And start by raising your your right leg straight up as far as you can to one-legged dog, and then we're going to step forward in between our hands, coming into a low lunge, lifting up into high lunge, arms up. Really find your balance here. If you need stability, you can always get close to a wall and kind of use the wall to help you balance. And I want you to hold this lunge as long as you can with me. Really working on strength and stability. Bring your hands down to the mat. Come into plank. Hold your plank. Come down slowly into chaturanga, forelimb staff, hovering above the mat for a few breaths. All the way down, feet flat on the mat. Coming up into your up dog. Come back down, forelimb staff. Back up into up dog, extension of the back, back down. Do this 3 more times. Keeping your elbows close to your body. Beautiful. Tuck your toes, lift up into down dog, walk it out. Raise your left leg straight up into the sky, as high as you can. Step forward between your hands. Come up into high lunge, arms up to the sky. Really feel the muscles being activated here, holding your body. Feeling strong. Hands back down, come into plank, hold your plank a few breaths. Come down into four-limb staff, hover above your mat before actually touching the mat, and then down. And give me 3 up dogs. 1, 2, 3. Now tuck your toes. We'll come down and then tuck your toes, lift back up into down dog, and we're going to do each side one more time. So raising the right leg up, stepping between your hands, finding your balance, using your strength, your core to lift yourself up. Hands up to the sky, holding strong. Hands back down. Right foot comes back into plank. Come down slowly into four-limb staff, hover, and then chest down to the mat. Let's just do 1 up dog. Inhale, exhale, come back down, and then lift yourself into down dog. Walk it out. Left leg up to the sky. Feel that stretch in the back of the right leg. Stepping forward in between your hands. High lunge. Hands down to mat. Plank, hold for a few breaths. Now this time come down into tabletop. And we're going to do some modified push-ups. Of course, you're welcome to do full push-ups. I'm just not very good at them. So the easiest way to do a modified push-up on your knees is to cross your legs. Okay, elbows are close to your body. And we're going to do 5 of these. So lower down and up. Beautiful. Uncross. And we'll sit back into hero's pose for a minute. But I'm actually going to turn this way. And now, give yourself some wide arm circles. Breathing deep here. Staying present with me on the mat. This is your time. It's okay to take time for yourself. And let's go the other direction. Okay, let's transition to our back. And just lay on your back, however that looks for you, however you get there. And let's just start by opening the lower back and hugging our knees to our chest. Maybe rocking side to side. And then extend your legs straight up to the sky. Just holding here for a moment. Now, hug your right knee into your chest. Extend your left, almost down to the ground, but we're just kind of hovering above the ground. Fingers are clasped and placed behind the head. And we're just going to do 20 yogic bicycles, so that's 10 on each side, alternating sides. So I want my left elbow, as I lift into sort of a crunch, my left elbow is either touching or close to touching my right knee. And lowering back down, I switch legs, right elbow to left knee, lower back down, using my abdominal muscles to lift. Try not to tuck your chin. 15, just 5 more. Beautiful. Hug your knees to chest. And then lengthen, stretch everything out, almost like you're being pulled from your feet and pulled by your hands in different directions. Nice deep breaths here. Now place your feet on the mat, hands by your sides, and we're just going to lift hips up until your hips are about in a straight line with your knees. Clasp your hands underneath and kind of roll your shoulders underneath to help lift up into bridge. And we're just going to hold for about 20 seconds. Activating your glute muscles. Lower back down, and let's do 20 more yogic bicycles. So start with your right knee pulled to chest, left leg extended, hands clasped behind the head. Lift, left elbow meets right knee, lower back down, switch legs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen. Now if you'd like, here you can get a water, take a quick water break. Important to stay hydrated while moving. I hope you're all feeling as good as I am. All right, so from here we're going to do some rolling like a ball, some boat, and some chair, all kind of mixed together. So we're gonna start just like this, sitting on your sit bones, feet flat on the mat. You place your hands here on the mat for a little bit of stability and just lifting the legs up so then your calves are parallel. I lost you for a second there, friends. So extending, we're just holding for a few breaths. Okay, and then we're just going to grab our knees, roll back and back up. So when we come back up, we're going for boat. Using your abs and a little bit of momentum to get you here. And then once you think you have this under control, of course, you can always stay here and practice this, but I want you to try and use your momentum and your strength to bring you standing and into chair. Now, it may only look like this. You may get a little higher. I don't always get there either. Well, if you do get up to chair, hold for a few breaths. You're probably going to feel the activity here in your quads and in your hamstrings. Arms up to the sky, lower back down, roll, come back up. Deep breaths. Lower back down, roll back up, holding chair, and of course, like I said, you can always just stay here, rolling, and back down. Lay back down on your back, hold your knees to chest, maybe rock side to side. Now, let's roll back up, and sitting on our bottom on the mat, let's just stretch out both legs as far as you can, and finding length in your spine. Bend from the hips, coming forward. You'll probably feel a stretch here in the inner thigh. Come down as far as your body allows you comfortably. You don't have to go this far. You can even just sit up straight. Just make sure that you're finding length in your spine. If you can walk forward, folding from the hips. You can place a pillow under your head if you can get down that far and you want to rest your head. Just a nice gentle stretch for the inner thighs, nice hip opener. We're going to start to cool down. Just a quick little workout inspired by yoga and Pilates. Nice deep breaths here. Walk it back up. Now bring your right foot as close to the groin as possible. And we're just going to turn our torso toward that left leg and try to reach for the toes. Keeping the back as straight as possible. Don't round your back like this. Just try to grab the toes. If you're not there, you can always stay here. You can also grab a belt or a strap or even a towel and just kind of wrap it around your foot so you have something to grab. A few breaths here. And then walk it back to center. Let's switch sides. So extending the right, folding in the left. Adjusting if necessary, twisting toward the right foot and folding forward. Try to assess your posture. It's always a great idea to work out or do yoga in front of a mirror or a phone so you can actually look at your posture. Or if you can have somebody watch you, that's helpful as well, as long as they know correct alignment. And walking back to center. And now let's just place the soles of our feet together into butterfly. Now from here, if you like, you can stay here. You can flap your wings. You can also try this laying down. So I suggest getting down first before you extend your wings into Supta Baddha Konasana. Nice deep breaths. Bring your knees together. Bring your knees to chest. Grab your big toes and open them to the side, letting your knees drop to the mat on each side of you. Happy baby. Opening the hips. You can rock side to side if that feels good. And let's come back up to seated, Sukhasana easy pose. And let's just do a couple of arm stretches before we go. So pulling your right arm across, using your left bent arm. Just a nice shoulder stretch. And then the other side. can do some side stretches. Some spinal twists. Come back to tabletop for some closing. Cat-cow, arching, looking up, exhaling, tucking chin. Just do this a few times with your breath. Inhaling as you arch, exhaling as you round and tuck. And then one last leg stretch before we go, half split. So from here, just lift up, still on your knees, legs are bent, and you can use a wall if you need to for support. Just take your right leg out in front of you, heel is touching the mat, and you're just kind of bending over that straight leg until you feel a stretch in the back of your leg here. Half split. You can point and flex your toes here, keeping the back straight. And then bring that right leg back, extend the left, point and flex. Come back to seated. Hands on your knees, find length in your spine. Close your eyes. Notice how you feel in this moment as opposed to when you started this class. I hope that you got something out of this class. Thank you for sharing your time and space and practice with me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Friends, thank you so much for coming to class. I hope you learned something or got something out of this class. Feel free to leave comments on what could be better, what you liked, also what kind of yoga you would like to see in the future, whether it be yin yoga, restorative, chair yoga, more workout, vinyasa. I'd love to know what you're interested in. Thanks, friends. See you next time.